I like that one. Zanzibar Gem. I've got a Zanzibar Gem. Okay. Hi guys, it's Anya from Interior Design Hub. I'm so excited for today's video because today I'm going over the top 10 houseplants. And some are easier than others because I don't really have a green thumb, but I am trying to learn. So I'm hoping that you're learning with me because I'm really embracing trying to bring more biophilia into my own home. There's so many good things, you know, by having plants like air purification and just overall health and mood and well-being. And I think we could all use a little bit of, you know, boost every once in a while. I really wanted to dive into, you know, what are like the best houseplants, and in the best houseplants, like how do I even take care of these things? How easy are they? So I'm gonna, you know, go into these with you guys, and hopefully as I learn, you learn, and we can all, you know, learn about plants together. All right, so the first plant, honestly, this one is definitely an aesthetics thing. When I saw it, I was like, I love this plant. Is this a hard plant to take care of? Because I really like the look of this plant. And I mean, really, a big part of it is like, you just like the look of certain plants, and this is one of them for me. And it's, hopefully I say this right, Monstera Deliciosa. No, wait, is that sounds like pizza. Monstera Deliciosa. Swiss cheese plant is like the air quotes version of it. So I don't know. I am planning on getting one of these because I just think they look really cool. And a friend of mine has a whole bunch that she's always showing on Instagram, and like when they kind of open up a new leaf, and I'm like, they're so pretty and I want one. So anyways, this one is cool. It's got that Swiss cheese leaf look to it. It can fit into any space. I mean, you could put this anywhere, it'll look great. It prefers a warmer climate and not in direct sun. So one of the things that I read about this plant is that they definitely benefit from being like regularly cleaned and wiped off. So you gotta like take care of your plants, you know? And apparently they do really well in moist environments. So I'm almost thinking this might be like a really good plant for like the washroom area, but I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's what I read about this one. So apparently fairly easy to take care of. So fingers crossed. So our next plant that I want to cover is called Devil's Ivy. And I don't think that's the real name, but I can't pronounce the real name. This plant is very fast growing. It's very forgiving. What I liked about this plant is that you can like hang it in a basket, which I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. Like have something like in the window area, or even like if you have it in a pot, like on a shelf where like kind of grows down. You know, they say it's low maintenance, which I'm all about a low maintenance plant because I have killed so many of them. I'm trying so hard. I know. It's, you know, we're learning. And the reason why this plant is said to be low maintenance is because it's really resistant to drought. So if you have a tendency to forget to water your plants, this one's got your back. It's gonna like hopefully not die immediately. So that's good. That's good. I feel like I overwater versus underwater, so I'm not sure if that's really my issue, but I do like that that's, you know, a thing. It also says it doesn't require like regular fertilization, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm not 100% like what you're supposed to do. I feel like you just buy something and put it in the pot. But I mean, that part kind of blew me away because I've never thought of like fertilizing my plants inside. So learning curve, we're on this together. And then it says to water it just like once a week, I guess, but if you forget, it's okay. Some of these I'm just like, I still screw up, so we're trying. So that's what it says. And these are supposed to be easy to care for the most part. I think there's a few more like, I would say like better gardeners to take, and I will let you know which ones those are. But for the most part, these are supposed to be easy. So that's the goal. The third plant on our list is mass cane plant. So I feel like I should, you know, I'm going through these, but I love the look of these plants. So I tried to make sure that the plants that I included on this, you know, top 10 list for you was plants that I just thought were beautiful plants and that I know I would like in my home and that just are fun to look at. I mean, there might be other ones out there that I'm not covering, and it's not because I don't like them. There's just so many plants, and I'm doing, you know, this is like my first kick at the can. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. And it's a good for a beginner, so that's me, because I am a beginner. It says that it's office stable, so I feel like you know, if you have plants that you want to keep in the office when, you know, you may return to the office, because I don't know about you, but for me, I'm not going to be working in the office at least for a while longer. So this one is, I guess, low maintenance is what they're saying. And if you're not there all the time to take care of it, it's okay. It will be there when you get back. And it can grow quite tall. So I liked this one because I really kind of want to try and get different heights with plants. Like I'm thinking like from a designer standpoint, like I want to definitely create like visual interest and have like a staggered look, but I don't want it all just in different pot height thingies. I want like plants that are taller, plants that are shorter, plants that are fatter. So I have like kind of this visual idea of like how I want my plants to be in the new house. And I've been really thinking about this a lot. Like I have a lot of natural light in the new house, so I want a lot more plants. So this is, you know, and it could be a costly endeavor. So I kind of want to try and like learn as much as I can. So I'm hoping that this is helping you guys, because I don't really know what I'm doing, but I know what I want it to look like. So it says it's best placed in indirect sunlight or indirect bright light, and it can tolerate low light. So I feel like it's a little bit more forgiving, but you definitely have to have like natural light. And again, only once a week for watering, and apparently it's pretty easy. Oh, but there was one thing on this one. It actually is toxic to cats and dogs. So if you have pets, it's better to probably put it up high. And I just realized I have a dog, so this one might not work as well for me, but I'll do a little bit more homework on it before I make that decision. All right, this one I had it in the cover of one of my videos. I have since, I mean, I don't think I killed it, but it did. It did die. And I actually think I know what happened now that I've been doing some homework. I think I overwatered it and it had some root rot. So yeah, but it is very popular as a house plant. I know it is a very easy to care for plant, but don't overwater this one. That's just from personal experience, because that's not good. But it's a really beautiful plant. It flowers like I'm not gonna lie, I had it for quite a while and I had it flower several times. It's really good for air purification, which is obviously a really good thing. And it can thrive in bright indirect light, and it can grow actually quite big. So I've seen them where they grow quite large. I had mine in quite a small pot, so maybe it outgrew the pot and I probably should have switched it, but you know, c'est la vie, I'm learning. I will get another one because I really did like this one. So I thought it was really pretty. So the watering with this one, and this, I figured this was my issue. It says in the summer months only to mist it once a week, and then in the winter less. So basically they don't like soggy or wet soil for this particular plant, which I didn't know that. So they're prone to root rot basically. And I was like fully watering this plant. So I think you're just supposed to really like just spray it with a spray bottle, and that's like it, which I did not know that. So that's really interesting. Also, it is poisonous to pets and small children, but this one, I keep it in a bowl up high, so I'm not super worried about it. Also, my dog never seemed interested in it, so that's a good thing. But definitely just keep in mind that it can be toxic. So this next plant, it's called this bromelade. I am so bad with these names. Okay. So this one, it starts off as saying it was once regarded as a plant for advanced gardeners. I am so basic. Like when it comes to gardening, I'm a basic bitch, okay? I do not know shit about gardening or plants. So this is a huge undertaking for me. So if you're in the same boat as I am, I don't know, that's how it started off, but now it's saying that it's low maintenance. So I'm like, yeah, but you started saying it was for an advanced gardener. So I'm kind of going to buy into that thought process first before I assume it's low maintenance. That being said, this plant, it's saying it's low maintenance. I'm not sure. You might have to just get one and try it out for yourself. I know for myself, I'm going to wait a little bit on this one, but I love the way it looked. It was so pretty, so I wanted to include it here. But it says it needs medium to bright light, shallow pots, fast drainage, shallow pots and fast drainage, and watering only once a week. So it sounds really, really easy. But I don't know why they said like it used to be regarded as like for advanced gardeners. I'm like, that's that line right there. Like, That scares me, but I still love this plant and I think it looks really pretty and I would really like to figure out how to grow one at some point. I would like to redo this video in a year when I've like been working at this and be like, look at all my beautiful baby plants and just like an abundance of beautiful plant life. And if you want to see that video a year from now, I highly encourage you to smash the like button and hit the subscribe because that really does help me out and I really appreciate it. So I thought I'd just segue to that randomly. So the next plant on our list is called Mother-in-Law's Tongue. Of course, that's not like the actual name. I put it here. But this, I've seen this plant before. I feel like I see this one in offices a lot. And it says it's a low maintenance plant. And I think it actually is because I see them so much. So hopefully it is because she's on my list. So it's also known as like a snake plant because of the shape of the leaves. Also with this plant, it falls into the succulent family, which is why I think it's such a hardy, easy to maintain plant because succulents are like from the desert. So they're very hardy. They're, you know, they don't require much maintenance, which I've said in several videos. If you're not good with plants, go to like cacti and succulents because they're hard to kill. So this should be a great plant. This is going to be like one of those, like I feel like I read this one and went, this is going to be on that first group of plants that I'm going to purchase because it sounds almost indestructible, meaning I probably could find a way to kill it, but we're going to try not to because we are on a mission to have plant babies. Not human babies, just plant babies. It actually, this is one of the first ones on the list that I came across that likes a lot of like direct sunlight. And I guess because it's part of the succulent family that makes sense. They like the sun. So one of the things that it mentions in this one is that it likes moderate watering. So you want the root ball to be moist in the summer and a little bit drier in the winter to avoid root rot. Which as soon as I hear root rot, bleh, can't say that word. That scares me because I feel like I have been guilty of doing this to said plants. So that's the only thing I'm nervous about. But then it says it prefers to be dry versus overwatered. So maybe it's just like limiting how much water you give it, like very little. I don't know. We'll see. It's hardy. It says it's hardy. It started off on a strong suit. So another one to try. This one is called Zanzibar Gem. I like that one. Zenzaba Gem. I've got a Zanzibar Gem. Okay. When I was reading about this plant, it says it's indestructible. We'll see about that. That's actually not my mission to kill plants. It just happens, I swear. So it says it's drought resistant. And it's drought resistant because it actually stores water. So kind of like the cactus and succulent family. So like it retains a lot of the water. It says the biggest thing with this plant is don't overwater it. That's why I laugh because I'm like, oh, I think that's my problem. But it says you only water it once a month. So I feel like that's great for most people because I think that's like the number one thing is like you just forget to water the plants. I know I seem to like overwater the plants, but I'm hoping that when I have more plants, maybe some will get forgotten in like the right way. Like I'll forget to water this one and it will be all good because it's not supposed to be watered all the time. So this one likes bright light or like a lightly shaded area. It does say to avoid direct sunlight because it could burn. So I'm like, okay. Okay, and here's my other thing with plants. Like, what is indirect sunlight? Like, is it like off to the side from the window? Is it like in the corner, not close to the window? Like, I never know how much is like direct versus indirect. So if you know the answer to that, because I still am so confused by like direct and indirect versus like, is direct just like right in front of the window and indirect is just like 10 feet away from it? Or maybe not 10 feet, but like 3 feet? I don't know, like, comment below, tell me what they mean when they say indirect sunlight. Like how far from the sun? Where do I put it in my space? I don't know. That could be a part of the problem. Help. Oh, I bought this one. Hold on, I gotta show you because she's so pretty. So I bought this one. It's Ethereum andreanum. That can't be right. Okay, so this plant, okay, I'm noticing the brown leaves. I don't know why it's doing that. I've been like very particular with this plant. So it says 6 ice cubes once a week, which is why I bought it. And it was before I researched for this video. So I was like, oh, I love it. And then it's got these like really thick, hardy leaves, which I really like. And then I loved this one because it had the pink. I feel like I always see pictures of it with the red, and this one had the pink leaves, and I love it. And yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the brown leaves. If you know, please comment below, because I am like literally learning this. But for the most part, he seems to be doing well. Like there's like a little, look at, like, I think we got like a little baby coming. See? I'm very careful. I'm trying to do well. So this is my new baby. And yeah. So this one can flower in the pink color that you see here, or red, or white. So you do actually see them in the 3 different colors. And what is really interesting actually is that these, like, they're not even really flowers, they're almost more like leaves. And like when you see the like texture of it, it is more like the leaf texture, which I thought was kind of cool. And it likes bright light, again, not direct sun. So I'm hoping where I have it placed back there for now is good, because these indirect sun things are very confusing. Here again, it says fertilizing every 2 weeks in the summer months, which I don't know what that means. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to look that up. But so you need to fertilize it. It's not summer, so I think I'm okay. And then yeah, 6 ice cubes once a week is what it says for this one, and that's what I do. Every Saturday, I do my ice cubes. And I also have another one, which, I mean, it's not on our list, but it's a orchid, and it says the same thing, like 3 ice cubes once a week. And I thought it died, but it turns out that it's just like hibernating a little bit, because I read a whole bunch of things of like when you know they die versus when they don't die. So I just keep giving that one 3 ice cubes a week, and I'm hoping that it's going to come back. So fingers crossed. Moving on to the next one. Now this one, this is for somebody who's maybe a little better with plants, or already has like an established, like, I feel like me, maybe 6 months from now, like I've got a few plants under my belt and I feel ready to tackle this one. That's what I feel about this one after reading about it. So this one is called Maiden Hair Fern. It looks awesome. I think it's a really cool looking plant, but I feel like just like it looks, it's high maintenance. Like it looks high maintenance and she's high maintenance. Like that's how I feel about this plant. And apparently it is, but it looks really good in a hanging basket, which is what I like about it, because I feel like it's got that beautiful big bushiness, which is what I like, and it has that fullness, which is like that kind of other element I was talking from a design perspective and how I would want to style my plants. That might be another video if you want me to talk about how I would style plants. I may not know how to keep them alive, but I definitely know how I want them to look. So that might be a whole video I just thought of. It doesn't require much light is what it says, but not too little. And I think this is where the high maintenance is like, well, I don't want it like this much, but I don't want it like not enough. And like, I need to have it like right here. And yeah, so I feel like it's the Kardashian of plants. Not too big, not too small. I need to have it just so. So yeah, it's the Kardashian of plants, it sounds like. Yeah, I don't know. It also says, when I was reading on this, and I was like, okay, like, did somebody just make this stuff up to confuse people like me? Because it says it likes to be in a warm spot with a bit of humidity. But like, it doesn't like light. So like, how do you have a warm spot without like, I don't even know. It's a confusing plant. That being said, that one might be kind of like later on in the plant journey. This was why I left it to kind of the later of the plant countdown. And so finally, on our journey through plant world of adding these beautiful house plants to your life, I have this cool plant, which I remember seeing when I was younger. I knew somebody who had one. I thought it was a really funky plant. I think it can grow quite large actually, and it is a rubber plant. And it can actually, I think it can stay small. It all depends on your pot size. I think it's like a lot of plants. If they have room to grow, they grow. For some of them, I'm not actually sure about that. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I am just learning and reading and sharing knowledge. This one, basically it says, depending on what size of pot you have, it can be encouraged to stay small or grow big, which I kind of like that. You have like some flexibility on this plant. It says it's hardy, it's temperature resilient, it likes bright indirect light, that magical indirect light thing again. And basically in the summer months, you just water it once a week and like Bob's your uncle. Also said in the colder months that it only likes to be watered like once a month or on a fortnight. Who writes that in an article? Because I don't actually know what a fortnight is, but I'm gonna say like the once a month. Maybe what is a fortnight? Okay, like hold on. Well, it says it's a video game. I have no idea. If you're interested in learning more about biophilia, definitely check out this video here, which I went into some really cool DIY options you can do at home. And if you're enjoying this content, please consider subscribing to my channel and, hitting that thumbs up button. I would very much appreciate it. And until next time, bye.